Hey everyone, I'm Daryl and welcome back to our farm. We're out on this wonderful summer afternoon to set up a buck pen. If you've been following our channel, you know we have 2 bucks right now. We have Figueroa and Phineas, and they're starting to get old enough to where we're worried about them breeding our young doelings. So we're gonna make a little buck area for them today, and we're gonna take you along as we do that. Step 1 of this build is to prevent the goats from getting underneath our workshop here. So we're using some old lumber that was in a pig area that our pigs scavenged for us. And we're gonna screw them in to block this little crawl space area. All right, so a few more pieces of wood and we'll be all secure here. All right, step 1's complete. Workshop underneath is secure. Now we're gonna go pound some T-post. So we're all done pounding the T-post now. We decided to save your guys' ears from the ringing. We pounded a total of 5 T-posts in kind of an L pattern around 2 sides of the workshop. Next, we have some red band welded wire fence that we use to fence our top pasture. We have some of that left over, so that's what we're going to use to fence in this little buckling pad.
We could roll it.
All right, now I need some U-nails and some wire. Let me duck in here underneath this shade for a minute. So we're going to attach one end of the fence directly to the building using U-nails, and then we'll stretch it around and attach it to the T-post with either some aluminum wire or just some other wire. I'm not sure yet. All right, so we got our fence connected to the corner of the building, and I have rolled it out to our first T-post. Now we're just gonna hand tighten it. All I'm gonna do is pick it up and kind of muscle it around to try to get it hand tight. We could use the tractor to pull it, but I don't think that's necessary. This is just kind of a semi-permanent structure. If it winds up getting permanent, we'll probably sink some posts and reinforce those posts then. But we're gonna just see how this works out with T-post and wire. So to keep the bucklings in this area, not only are we putting this welded wire fence up, we're also going to be putting 2 hot wires, one low, one kind of high, to keep them from climbing it and pushing on it. So what I'm going to do now before I pull this real tight is I have these large steel stakes that I'm going to stick out at about a 45-degree angle from the post and drive them in, and then we're going to use some of this wire and pull this post tight. Now we've done this type of structure before. When we first got Doctor, if you've seen that video, we had the rams in a similar fencing situation. We bought these stakes during Hurricane Florence, 2018. They've come in handy. Good enough. Fence isn't as tight as we want it, so we're gonna use some extra T-posts. We're gonna weave them into this. We're gonna pull it tight like we do our electric fence.
That was a little shorter. Too short. That's fine.
Now time to go find at least 3 more.
Came back victorious.
Found 3 more.
Can't get the angle on it. If I held the fence on your way, you got it. Alright, we're attached.
Hey everyone, so it's about 10 days later since the last time we filmed. We had some things happen, and I have a second job. So what we're up to today is we made a gate for our buck pen. I had to sink an additional post and attach it here to the building. And it's kind of late in the day, so I'm just fitting it today to see how well it fits. It looks like it'll be fine. I made it a little bit too big, I think. But we want it to open outward regardless. And we'll finish this up tomorrow. Well, it's next day. We've installed the gate. I put this together yesterday in the wonderful sweltering heat. And Julie and I just hung it. So it's not exactly hung correctly. It wants to open up on us, but that'll be all right. We're gonna latch it with a bungee cord or a rope or chain. I haven't decided yet. Hey everyone, so we're back out trying to finish up our buck pen today. Saker has also sent us a little battery operated hedge trimmer, and we have the grass blade on it at the moment. We're going to be using this grass blade to trim along our fence here on both the outside and the inside. On the inside, we're going to be running an electric wire. That's why we need to get the weeds and grass trimmed down so it doesn't interfere with the wire. Now the reason we're doing this with this tool is because my weed eaters need maintenance. And we also have a very thick weed that line trimmers don't really go through, and I don't have a brush blade. So we're gonna try this. So this is the weed that we're talking about, and I'm having trouble cutting. It doesn't like to pull when it gets more mature, and it gets real woody and stocky. Even this will have a hard time cutting it. So some of the weeds have actually grown up and have started intertwining in with the fence. So having to go inside and outside to try to get it all trimmed up without biting into the fence. Well, we're going to take our little Sager hedge trimmer with the hedge trimmer attachment now, and we're going to try to clean up this area that is touching our electric wire. So this little hedge trimmer really is best used for new growth or softer stuff. Something real woody like the privet, this, as it gets thicker, it'll clog this. So I would use it on softer, smaller shrubs and greenery. But for that larger, woodier stuff, that's what Sager makes the little handheld chainsaw for.
Yeah, that stuff's pretty thick.
All in all, not too bad.
Yeah, under a minute and that line is pretty clear now. Nice.
Well, we're all done trimming up the grass with the Saker battery operated hedge trimmer with the grass blade. Sorry, it's super hot out here today. So the tool worked pretty good for what we needed it to. I think we're going to be using this more often to clear our pig fences and our goat fences of grass and small weeds. All in all, I like it. It does look like Saker's upgraded their batteries compared to their little mini chainsaw that they sent us. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. We're going to get to running this line and then get our little bucklings in the pen.
We gotta tighten those wires up. But... all right. We just grabbed the 3 little boys that are gonna be in this area. We just loaded them in a dog crate in the back of the truck and backed them up here. It's the easiest way to move all 3 safely at once. They're going to town eating, which is good. So we've got Phineas, our mini Nubian buckling. We've got Figaro, our Nubian boar buckling. And then this guy is Fabio, the 3rd one. And he's gonna be the buddy wether. And the reason that he's in here is because when one of these bucks needs to go do their job and breed some ladies, then the other one is gonna need a companion to stay with them because goats really don't like to be left alone. So he's pretty much always gonna stay in here and be the companion for whoever's in here with him. And the reason we chose him is because he seems to have a little bit of a weird rotation to his hip. And when we run them from area to area, he has a really hard time keeping up. So we thought he would be better off in a permanent area where he didn't have to do any running.
So for right now, we're just gonna use one of our little feed buckets as a water bucket for these guys. I gotta figure out a bigger tub or go buy a bigger tub for water for them. Because these goats all originate from an African line, they really don't drink a whole lot of water. They're used to the heat. And with the shade, they'll stay pretty cool.
They seem pretty happy so far.
Yeah. So we're gonna make the inside wire hot, and then we're gonna keep an eye on them for a little bit to make sure that they recognize that the wire is electrified and to make sure that they don't get their head stuck in this fence. Or they try to climb it, or jump it, or go through it. So all of the material we used for this project was either left over from previous projects or just scavenged from on the farm. So we know it's not perfect, we know it's not perfectly square, but Julie likes to tell me it's just for goats, it's better to have it done than to make it perfect. Well, these guys have been in here a couple days now. The fence is hot. They're not really challenging it. They've already gotten shocked a couple times. They're enjoying their little area to themselves. Everyone's getting along really well. They're sleeping in a big pile. They're gonna be here for a couple months, and then Fig is gonna go back out into the herd for breeding. If you'd like to watch our other videos on goats, we have a whole playlist right here. Thanks for watching. See you next time.